What's going on, guys? Hey, I just got back from 2 weeks of travel. Part of that travel took me to the city of brotherly love. Oh my gosh. This was a fun trip. I was super excited to have the opportunity to speak at two events while in Philadelphia, and I walked my butt off. I got around and got to see some of the amazing architecture, some of the historical sites. I got to go to the Rocky statue. I was super excited about that. Rocky is one of my all-time favorite movies. You asked me which one? All of them. Every single one of them. I love them all. And so I got to see the statue. I got to go up the museum steps. I was humming, the Rocky theme the entire time up and the entire time down. I did not run it because it was quite warm in Philly when I went. I was expecting to leave hot Texas and go to Philly and enjoy the cooler temperatures of the East Coast, and I was disappointed. It was hot, it was humid, but that did not deter me. I walked and I walked and I walked. I got to see the house where the Declaration of Independence was apparently crafted. I know I walked by a whole bunch of cool statues. I took tons of pictures, some of which you're probably seeing in this video, but I just had an amazing time. And I had some amazing conversations. I got an opportunity to speak to some really great lifelong residents of Philadelphia, ask them what they love about their city, and there's a real pride there. They're all super nice, until they find out you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, and then all bets are off. I did not get stabbed. I did not get left in an alley somewhere, fortunately. That's good. That was a positive. I was worried about that a few times, but it was fun to talk to these people about what challenges they have in that city, where and what they want to see the city do. This kind of startup amazing vibe that's going on there. The events that I got to speak at were a result of a good friend of mine, Gloria Bell, who put this together. She is one of the co-founders of the Women in Tech Summit, which I was one of the first men to get an opportunity to take the stage there. And it was amazing, right? I really enjoyed spending time with these women. I got to see so many incredible tech leaders. I got to hear presentations from people that are just so smart on every aspect, from understanding the impact of AI and what that's doing to the tech sector, to career advice and guidance, to really getting some understanding and actually walking away with some really appreciable steps that I could actually apply to my software company. I was so enamored with the content that was provided, and all I wanted to do on the end of day one was not screw it up, because that was when my session was, to get up and say a few words about Ripple, share a few ideas about how this can help these tech individuals, these women in tech, understand how to navigate the nuances of team dynamics and communication, and how to connect and how to turn those connections into relationships. And then I got an opportunity to put them through an 8-minute Ripple, which was hella fun. They took to that so well, and they really seemed to enjoy it. The night before, I got to speak at the Philly Startup Leaders Welcome Wagon event. It's a fun event, amazing venue that they hosted at, and it was an opportunity for these startup entrepreneurs to come and do a little networking, do a little best practice sharing. And so I got the great pleasure of getting an opportunity to share some ideas on why this concept that I call the Ripple impacts entrepreneurs. And so many brilliant people in that room that are really focused on their venture, all different types of services and tech that these folks are representing. And I was just in awe. I really was. The energy, the enthusiasm, it really took me back to when I was 22 and being, starting my first venture and being fresh into business ownership and all the responsibilities and challenges. I love that Philly's put this thing together so that there's a support network. It was not something that we had in Austin back in the day, and I could have used it, really. But these people genuinely care about one another. They want to see each other be successful and succeed. And it's about helping pick up, the next entrepreneur and help guide and direct them, if you can, to their success. And then ultimately to give back and talk about the ultimate ripple. When you've found success, come back, find a way to help somebody else. I think that's just amazing. So both events, I got an opportunity to put the 8-minute Ripple together for them and give them a different perspective on networking. And the conversations I had with so many of these people, both the women in tech and then the Philly startup startup entrepreneurs. Oh my God, these people were brilliant. And it was fun to hear some of the challenges that they're facing and, you know, the difficulties of navigating how to build relationships in today's world. The Women in Tech Summit gave me some unique insight into some of the challenges that these women face in the corporate dynamics. And here are some of the issues that they are up against on a daily basis. And give some ideas and thoughts about different strategies and approaches. I have a few people that have found themselves in unexpected career transitions, and so I was able to guide and direct them to our pond so that they could look at, you know, some of the resources that we're starting to build there for people that are in career transition. Great, brilliant people that are looking to do great work and just amazing. And I love the fact that they all sort of took to the Ripple concept. I love the fact that they were open to it. I love the fact that they were engaged with it. And I've already had so many people reach out to me post events just to say, hey, I went back and I tried this, or I'm approaching my networking skill sets differently thanks to you. Thanks for giving me a different perspective and a different idea. And so I'm super, super grateful. And I really want to thank my friend Gloria Bell for inviting me. It was an honor, a deep privilege for me to be there and have the opportunity to share a few thoughts on this concept and, you know, hopefully create some positive ripples. And my goal is to stay in contact with a lot of these folks and you know, get them a part of our community and figure out what we can do to support them. Even if I'm sitting in Austin doesn't mean that I have no desire to play a role in helping them be successful if they're in Philadelphia or on the East Coast. I was amazed how many people traveled to these events from outside of Philadelphia, but I just love the vibe, and it was such a great experience. And couple that with the opportunity to get out and experience the community in such a way, it was just such a fun trip, and I had such a great time. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and City of Brotherly Love is definitely a well-earned sentiment about that city for sure. Unless, of course, you tell them you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, which I worked into both presentations because that's just, I live on the edge, my friends. I have to. This could give me a shot in Philly, but I know the Dallas Cowboys are going to win the next Super Bowl. Just lost all the credibility right there. Yeah, come on. And I'm a Cubs fan, which means I'm used to losing. All right, so. And that was enemy territory as far as I was concerned as it relates to football. We can be all cool and Ripley on everything else, but when it comes to football, hey, there's a limit. But all right, now beef footage. But I want you to think about this from a perspective of you are effing amazing. You are incredible people. Every single one of you in this room is somebody that somebody needs to know. The ripple effect is very much what you think. You walk up to that crystal clear pond, you pick that stone up, you toss it, right? You toss that stone is your action. It goes into the water and makes a big splash. Ripples ripple out, but here's the thing, they always ripple back. And the reality is, a ripple, in my opinion, or my definition, is any action, big or small, that you take on behalf of someone else that makes a difference. And it's through those actions that we learn how to connect with people. I'm a Star Wars nerd. I'm wearing Star Wars socks right now. May the Fourth be with you. Yes, almost. Anybody know who the guy is on the top right? Bruce. He's 176 years old. He runs around the stage like he's 60. He's awesome. I love him. I've seen him 6 times. What do you guys think of that? Awesome? Yeah. Billy, you got it going on. And I am super proud to have had the opportunity to create some ripples there in your amazing city. Can't wait to do it again. Ripple on.